Hey guys, how you doing today? If you're looking behind me and you're seeing beautiful blue water, which we also like to refer to as the Caribbean of the Rockies, it's because I'm standing in front of Bear Lake, one of the most beautiful lakes around. Not just in Idaho or Utah, but just around. Currently I'm out actually helping a friend get one of his cabins renovated and just enjoying the day. But I wanted to stop for a minute and talk a little bit about planning for the worst and not just winging it when things go wrong. Now, how many of us, when something goes wrong in our businesses or even as management or as being in front of our teams, something goes wrong, people quit, obvious problems, I can't say obvious problems because problems are problems, and sometimes they just can't be avoided. And how many of us have that thought looming over us? Oh wow, what do I do next? How do I handle this? Well, I had a very bright man who's my coach, Mike Campion, tell me one day, when I was stressing about some problems, what do you think a pilot does when his engine catches on fire? Does he start freaking out and yelling and screaming? No. He has a checklist. He opens up the checklist and he starts going through it. Hey Daisy, you're watching me. Awesome. But he's, step one, cut the fuel to the engine. Step two, switch the power to the engine. I'm not a pilot, but I'm just thinking, what would a pilot do if an engine was on fire? But anyways, he has all these systematic checks in place when something catastrophic happens. So why can't we, as business owners, management, just team leads, anything in those positions of leadership, why can't we have the same type of checklists? And that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today, is just having a checklist in place. That's the reason I can be up here in Bear Lake right now during the week helping my buddy, is because even though something goes wrong tonight or tomorrow with our company, there's checklists in place for our management to follow, and it's very systematic. That doesn't mean it's perfect, but it's getting very, very good. But what I'm talking about is just like the pilot. When the engine's on fire and you've had people storm off and quit, or whatever the problem might be. You have an angry customer that comes at you and trying to go off on things that maybe aren't completely true or are true. How do you handle that? What do you do? What are those checklists and what are those situations you have in place to make sure it's a smooth train of events that happen to solve that problem? And what should be going through your mind is, if this happens, then I do this, or if this happens, I do that. And every time you think of your worst case scenario problem and your best case solution to that problem, literally write it down. Okay, if this happens, then we do this. For our situation, we have a high turnover industry. If someone gets sick or someone can't show up to the shift, okay, this is my first solution. I have someone that's on call. It's kind of a cheaper insurance policy for me. They're taking 90% of the call outs right now. That's my first line of defense. That's not it. There goes to a second option. And if that doesn't it, there's a third option. And if that doesn't work, then we all have options all the way down to 7 that we can hit up. But that makes it super easy for our management in place and to be able to solve these issues that are coming up. That's what's important. When there's issues, they can be handled, they can be solved if we're just writing down this checklist. Sometimes we think and we make our problems harder than they really are, or I'm the only one that can figure it out, I'm the only one that knows the scheduling, I'm the only one that can do this. No, you're not. Mike Campion, the wise man, again, said to me as well, if they can figure out the technology and the know-how and the instructions to how to pass down the know-how to take a human heart out of somebody's body and put it into someone else's body for decades now, why can't we pass on how to handle the problems in our business? And it all comes down to just checklists. Things go wrong, you have checklists planned for it, and as you try them out, and some of them fail, you kick those out and you replace them with better ones. And you keep doing that until you have a better checklist in place, so it's pretty much foolproof. So whatever happens coming forward, it's not a huge deal. It's not a catastrophic disaster. It's okay. We're that pilot with the engine on fire. It's not a big deal. Instead of freaking out, we're going to just get that booklet out and say, all right, step one, we're going to turn off the fuel. Turn off the accelerator to that fire right away. Step two, this. Step three, this, until it's completely out and we're flying smoothly and safely home. And that's what we need to think about as we're running our companies, running our teams, and just being aware of what we need to do to accomplish these the objectives of solving these problems. So that's it. That's kind of that in a nutshell of planning for the worst instead of winging it every time. Because if we're not planning every time something goes wrong, it's constant panic that goes through our minds, and it's constantly thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now, or what am I going to how am I going to solve this? But you could go from that to being that calm pilot flying safely home. So start today, get a checklist in place. I'm still trying to perfect mine. And if you're looking for someone, if you're looking to add someone for your facility maintenance plan, and that's a plan that you need to put in place so you're not panicking when things go wrong, call us, or click the link above. It's newclean.com/contact-us. Schedule a huddle. We can come talk about your facility maintenance programs and help you come up with that plan that's going to help you and your team and your facility fly smoothly home. And that's what we want to do. I appreciate all you guys watching. Daisy, who else I'm trying to see here. I appreciate y'all watching today. I hope that's some kind of benefit to your cause and your businesses out there. But have a great day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my view here. You can't get much better than that. Bear Lake is just beautiful. So enjoy your day, enjoy your upcoming weekend, and have a great one. See ya.